We live. We back.
Yeah, we missed last week.
Last week?
Yeah, it was my fault. Had a tree down in the yard.
Y'all had a wind. Y'all must have had a windstorm or something.
Man, that's the only thing about Vegas is the wind. I'm telling you, like, yeah, it be wind advisories all the time. Like when that wind get to blowing, man, it's treacherous. Man, I was going back and forth to the Home Depot trying to get this tree together. Then my hat and blew across the parking lot. And then but while my hat blowing across the parking lot, it's another man. He didn't hit his hat and blew. So we didn't about ran into each other, trying to both grab our hats. The wind and blew his glasses off and everything.
Yeah, this sounds like a fucking Simpsons episode.
Yeah, it's like, man, it'd be crazy when that wind get to going.
So did you end up chopping the tree?
Nah, so it's like where we stay at is like all the houses is like newly built. So it's like a whole new like neighborhood. So the trees is like they don't stand on their own, you know what I'm saying, yet or whatever. So they like tied to like these stanchions.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it blew, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't tied to those stanchions, then the shit just gonna blow over. So I was going back and forth trying to get something to hold the damn tree up to tie them back to the stanchions or whatever. Finally, I just gave up on it and had somebody come out and do that shit. I'm like,
yeah,
they was selling me all types of shit in Home Depot that was wrong.
You take all that shit back?
Man, I didn't because I had open shit up. Oh. And I'm like, man, fuck it.
Yeah, shit, nigga. That's a little rough.
Yeah, it was
like, let me call somebody. I ain't about to be out here tussling with no tree.
Man, I tried it for a minute, and then I'm like, man, let me just get somebody out here.
Man, shoot, I just got to a point in my life like I just know everything ain't for me to do. I don't care if it's not manly or not. Like shit, we had bought some new stuff for the house. And I bought me a new TV stand for my room, and we bought one for downstairs. And I was like, I'm not putting this shit together, man. Like I'm straight. Shit, I got on Thumbtack, found me a brother, paid him. He knocked that shit out in about 2 hours, man. I was like, man, I ain't got time to be looking at directions and wondering which type of screwdriver I need to get. That's outside my gift. That is outside my gift.
Hey, I feel you. I'm right there with you. If it's some simple, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, I go ahead and knock it out. But yeah, I feel like my job is to just make sure it get done. It don't matter how it get done, just make sure it get done. And if I make sure it get done, that suffices.
Man, exactly. Like, long as it's done, you know, I can't do two. You know what I'm saying? Normally Pam would help, but she was busy, and I'm like, man, I'm not about to bust down 2 TV stands in one day. I'm just, you know, like, man, let's go and find somebody. Yeah, this is that have been taking up my day. Like he done that in 2 hours. I'd have been still working on one and would have took a break.
Oh, he did. He did both of them in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, he was killing it. Dude.
Yeah, he was killing it, man. Like, I can't complain about that. Why not pay for somebody that can be able to knock that out in 2 hours? Whereas with me, I'd have been sweating, trying to figure out which damn screw go into what, and then I'd have broke something, stripping shit.
Man, it ain't nothing worse than that frustration starts setting in.
Yeah,
and that's how I was with the tree. I'm like, man, he started getting frustrated. I'm like, man, around the time we were supposed to be doing this is around the time I was getting frustrated.
Yeah, see.
And I'm like, I can't even hop on here with this energy. I got to sit down somewhere.
Your Thumbtack has become my best friend. Yeah, y'all seen that? That's where I found my man at on Thumbtack, man.
I used to have that app on my phone.
Yeah. Shit, I'm about to find housekeeping service too to come on in here and do some deep cleaning because I'm not washing no walls or my big ass ain't getting on no floor, no borders or nothing. That's next on the agenda. Let's go on and get this deep clean going because I'm not deep cleaning Nathan. So,
Really?
Well, welcome to the podcast. If you've never joined, I am Destiny. Yes, I'm Des on Instagram.
I'm B Quarter Beats on Instagram.
Shit, I'm brain dead.
You don't know who the hell he is today?
Nah, man, I'm just glad we recording, man.
You got your new mic? You using your new mic?
Yeah, man. You hear I'm sounding crispy today. You see, you can see it a little bit. Look a little. Let me move it, but
Hey, you know what? I thought about it last week. I'm like, damn, B just got that new mic. I know he had that boy open, ready to use.
I did. I didn't watch YouTube tutorials, got my settings and shit. How I was supposed to be, how I was supposed to have it standing up and everything. Oh, I was ready.
Oh, he was ready.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be able to bust this boy out. But last week was a trip, man. At work, I'm sitting at work, sitting in the cafeteria, and a lady that works there just comes to me. She's venting. And I'm like, why is she coming to venting to me, man? Like, she cussing. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. She's venting to me about, man, she called her friend. I'm sorry, called her brother shooting heroin in his dick in her house.
What?
Hey, I was not.
That escalated quick.
I was not prepared.
I wasn't prepared either.
Her brother.
Work argument or something.
Oh God.
Nah, man. She was highly upset. She didn't caught this man shooting this shit up in this situation.
Oh no.
And I was just like, you telling me it's accept like she was mad. I done walked in my house, he's up in my room, and he up here laid out with his shit just out. He just shooting this shit up. And she was like, he had to get the hell out of my house.
Oh God.
Yeah, she ended up apologizing like a day or so after, man. And I was just like, it's nothing, bro, but I just wasn't ready for that, man. Like, it was 7:30 in the morning. And I have to hear about your brother. He can't, trying to satisfy his appetite.
Wow.
And his genitalia. Like, what do you want me to say?
Wow.
So, yeah, man. So, other than that, man, ain't nothing going on.
Well.
Destiny, dangerously in love.
Where was y'all at all dressed up? Y'all was where was y'all at?
That is Party Gras. So that's the event.
Hey, so am I tripping, or did it just happen later in the year last year?
We do a summer version called Garden Party. Last year was the first time we did
Garden Party. Around fairly quick. Okay.
Yeah, so Garden Party 22 will be Juneteenth this year.
Okay.
And boys are lit. They are excited. We put the save the date out yesterday and looked at the analytics like it's ridiculous. Them tickets are going to be gone so fast again. So we better make sure that venue is large because niggas are ready.
Because y'all was having them problems last year. Was it no air in there or something like that?
Oh yeah, damn!
It was a lot last year. The venue was way too small for the number of people that we had. So this year is definitely going to be different. Going to absolutely make sure we have a bigger venue. But yeah, Garden Party is in June. Party Gras was last weekend. It was a good time. First time in a long time that I was able to like enjoy the event and not be running around working the door and working and because usually I'd like the last Party Gras was in 2020 and I didn't take one picture with none of my friends the entire night. So I made sure that I did not do that again this year. Okay. So had a good time. Open bar will always get you together. It was nice and warm by the end of the
night. I seen the last picture. You got your leg kicked up. I'm like,
shoes off and shit. Like, whoa.
Very much. Shoes was off. Listen, by the end of the night, all bets are off. Okay. But yeah, had a great time. So shout out to Party Girl and the rest of the team. Y'all have to come up one year for Party Girl or garden
Yeah,
party in the
man.
summertime.
So you said the next one is? Oh, you said it's June.
Juneteenth. That's the summer
Yeah.
version. So it's very floral Rock Nation brunch vibes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anywho, um, there's been many things that I want to talk about. First,
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
we can start with. Have y'all been watching Bel-Air?
I watched one episode. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again.
Really?
I just
Good.
watched the last one last night, and I'm it's like I'm on the fence about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll see where it goes, but I
To
don't know.
me, it kind of differs because this is more of like a short series. Like there is a arching line, like storyline through these. In Fresh Prince, it was like something different every.
Yeah, it didn't.
It
Like,
was
the
a
episodes
sitcom.
didn't. Yeah, the episodes didn't tie together. I mean, it was like a traditional sitcom. Yeah, this is more of a. Yeah, it's like a shit. It's how the series. I mean, it's power. It's
Yeah.
all like
Mm-hmm.
where if you didn't watch the last episode, you ain't about to get what's going on in the new one.
Right. But I like it. I think it's good. I think they did a great job of casting too.
I just think the issue with me is I didn't like how it moved so fast in the first episode. Like Carlton's already an addict. It was just too much for me. Like I prefer my shows to be a slow burn. I like to see some type of development, and I know, you get to see the whys after those things are happening. But it was just I don't know. I've never been too much of a big fan of reboots, so I enjoy the original Fresh Prince. I mean, I get it. This is a whole another flip side of how things would be in the modern day, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it again. Now, the casting, I will give you that is great. Like, I like the Vivian, I like Uncle Phil. From what I've been seeing on social media, about I was about to call him Alfred. Jeffrey's a real
Jeffrey
one.
is shooter.
You know what I'm saying?
He is a shooter.
That nigga is the shooter. He's like that is a cover up.
Yeah, that nigga. What they call him? The house manager.
Yeah.
What is that?
That was a pretty cool title for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
what is that?
Yeah, but I don't see it as something I need to sit down and watch again. I don't know. Me overall, I think with TV, I don't know what's going on with me. Like I wasn't really too quick to watch the the 2 new episodes of Snowfall. I was kind of like contemplating if I was going to watch them at all. I don't think I'm just there with TV right now. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm just going through the motions in regards. I'm just like I'm not in a rush to just be watching anything.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But yeah, I'm just on the fence, man. It's certain aspects of it I like. I do really hate the Carlton character. Like
everybody hates his ass.
Like,
that hairline be pissing me off.
Oh my god. He's just a little ugly nigga. Like why do you even look like this? But I was watching the dude plays Will. What's his name? Jabari or something. I think is his real name. Mm-hmm. But the crazy thing is he's actually from West Philadelphia. And he grew up in a house with Uncle Phil. So which was kind of crazy. But yeah, I like it, but I don't know. It's just something there that's just I don't know. I'm waiting to see it develop.
The girl who plays Hillary, her name is Coco Jones. She's actually a singer, but I have watched her a lot. I've been following her a lot on YouTube. She has a pretty big following on like TikTok and stuff, but I was introduced to her through watching the Terrell show. It's like her best friend, his name is Terrell Grice. He has a YouTube channel, and he always has like all the latest, like, I don't know if he knows somebody at like American Idol and The Voice, but he always has American Idol and The Voice stars on there. And then he also has been getting bigger singers and stuff, and they go on the show, play this little game or whatever. But last year he had a really big year, got 1 million followers and made a couple albums and blah, blah, blah. But he also started a new show with Coco, his best friend, who plays Hillary. It's like a cooking show or whatever. It's really hilarious. But anywho, I like her. I like her energy. Excited to see what happens. Another show. I mean, Force. I've been watching Force.
Man, now you talk about a slow burn.
Yeah, that motherfucker's moving pretty damn slow. You might like that. This is the Tommy Power.
Oh yeah. You know what? Now,
like that.
I like when I'm downstairs and I'm going to the kitchen, something she has it on. I'll look at her for a minute, and that seems pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Just how they just trying to start things off in Chicago with him. Yeah, that ain't bad.
Yeah, I'm still trying to piece that one together. Like, I don't know if I got to rewatch some stuff or whatever. I ain't seen this last episode, but I was kind of trying to just piece it together. But yeah, it's moving a little slow, and I guess it's maybe because it's like a completely new thing. You know, it's in Chicago. It's like now you trying to figure out completely who is who.
It's
like,
a whole bunch of new people.
Yeah, it's different from all the rest of them. So.
Mm-hmm. And finally, the Kanye documentary. I have been watching it, and it has been very good. It's a very great watch. So, this next episode, I feel like is going to be the turning point. So we'll see. But so far, it's been really good, and I mean, his story is amazing, and the way that he developed his career and got to where he's at now, like, it really literally shows like how he did all of this shit by himself. Like, he spoke all of this into existence. He built his empire, from the ground up. So props to Kanye, but nigga, take your pills. That's all I can say.
I watched part one. A lot of that footage wasn't new to me. I'm pretty sure he remembered the time, like, leading up to him getting signed. A lot of that stuff was just kind of leaking out, when the internet and social media wasn't something, but you had message boards and blogs and whatnot. It was great to see that side of him. We hadn't seen that side of him in a very long time. And it was sad at the same time to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the saddest part is just seeing his mom. That's what hit me the most. It was just how she was just a ray of light for him. How, you remember the situation he had with the guy he looked up to that worked with no ID, and he goes to her, and you know what I'm saying, she just gave him that energy. He was able to keep going, and I think that's the part that was like the whole highlight of just part one to me. And then him just being funny, like a Gemini, like, 'cause I'm a Gemini too. So just to be able to see him be on, the assholeness, but it's funny at the same time. It was just being able to, to see that, because we don't see that from him often.
He seemed a little like socially awkward to me. Like, and it wasn't to the point where it kept him from being social, but it was like he was like corny, but he didn't give a fuck because he knew what he was trying to do and where he was trying to go. But like, he was socially awkward.
Even like the funniest part, like when Scarface was like, "Hey man, what's that on the table?" He's like, "That's my retainer." He was like, "Nigga, that ain't supposed to be on the table." And Kanye was just like, "Shit, nigga, I got this song for you." And he put it back in his mouth. It's just like, I just
right.
I missed that, and it was just sad to see that, and it's like, where is that? Where is it?
It's the
one
old
of
Kanye.
the funnier or one of the parts I enjoyed was when they put wherever he was doing, they just put Kanye on it, and he was talking about
West.
yeah, he
He
was
was at
talking
the
about if you
conference.
go to Atlanta and you see just Jermaine,
Right.
yeah, but which was a very very good point. Like if you just see Jermaine, when you put Dupree on there, shit, it changed the whole dynamic of who the hell we talking about.
Right.
But yeah, man, it was a lot of good parts within the first and the second one. I think it's kind of good for people to definitely see the story. I mean, of somebody who just literally not giving up, like just persistent as fuck. Right or wrong, this nigga was persistent. Like you gonna hear this shit, however you gotta hear it. So no, I mean, I think it's good. I think it's actually needed. You know what I'm saying? Right now, probably for a lot of people to push through some shit. So no, I think it's good for sure.
Especially for artists too, because like when after he got signed, even all the things he still had to do being signed to one of the hottest record labels at the time, like he funded that whole video out of pocket.
Yeah.
He was borrowing other artists' studio time to get his album done, and he was signed. So like artists need to see that and understand like you still have to do things even if you do get signed. Like that's not your winning ticket. So if you don't have a drive and a determination before you get signed, you're definitely not gonna fucking make it after you get signed, because the label don't give a fuck about your new artist ass. They got 5 other priorities before you. So you got to make sure that you have a plan and a strategy, and you can go out there and execute even after you get a deal, because a deal is just a deal. A deal ain't shit else. It ain't nothing else.
A deal ain't shit else. And yeah, no, I agree with you 100% there. A lot of people think like they get a deal and that's like the end of it. And especially now, I mean, I can only imagine. It's like, man, it's somebody new coming out every hour. Shit, you can find somebody else new here in the next 20 minutes probably that you would sign over the person you just signed, because so many people coming out where that they would sign over, you know, the person they just signed. So it's like, shit, I can only imagine what you got to do to really, you know what I'm saying, hold their attention. If you ain't fucking selling no records, your ass is out of here.
Man.
Or they
And
don't
another
give a
thing,
shit about you.
Another thing we got to look at is this was a whole totally different time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, when The Rock was at his height, and he was on a roster with other stars. You had Bleak, you had Beans. I mean, you had Jay, of course. You had the Diplomats coming into their own. Cameron, you know what I'm saying? Cameron, Santana. So these guys are already established, and they was killing things. So with the type of climate of the music that was coming out of Rockefeller and them rolling the dice and taking a chance, he had to stand on his own to be able to show that this was what I'm doing is going to work. He knew it was going to work. You know what I'm saying? So so that's something, you know, artists these days have to look at it like they low key got it made. They're getting a lot more money, but then also being able to go on to a label and there's not too many established superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like we got it's a lot of guys that's doing it, but they ain't really gonna be somebody that's gonna be around for a while. And all these guys we just named off, they're still around, you know.
Speaking of still around, remember when I told you that the Shade Room had found some girl? Kanye had said he had gone to Kim's house and he took his little Akira book back or whatever, and them girls was sitting behind him and AB at the game, and like the internet had found her and found the book on the table, and supposedly it was his girlfriend. Well, the internet was right.
Oh, that's the one he posted.
That's her. Cheney Jones, whatever. They all on Instagram sending hearts in the comments to each other. Weird.
I ain't
But she
really
is a fucking Kim K Carbon.
yeah. She is. She's very much. She looks very much like him. Did
That's
y'all see?
crazy.
He did it on Facebook today. It was they had a brunch. It was like a Black Future brunch or some shit,
Mhm.
and it was on Facebook today. But I didn't get to see all of it. But it looked like there was a lot of like media people. I seen somebody speaking that was from BT and all these other like platforms and shit like that. He gathered everybody for it was a brunch to have a conversation just about, I guess, like Black people in the industry or wherever the case is. It looked pretty decent and insightful. If y'all want to check it out, some on his Facebook, they posted the whole thing.
Got it. Playboy Cardi is out here with makeup on.
These niggas in makeup,
Looking like a clown. Looking
That-
like an actual clown. Literally a clown. What the hell is on your face, sir?
yeah, young boy, him, like, why, Cuddy, why is these
What's
niggas
the
wearing
name?
makeup?
Lakeith Stanfield had a dress on and some
Oh
lace
my
like
God,
tights.
man.
I'm like, what is
I
happening?
seen that picture. I'm like, man, what is
He
going on?
is a different one because I remember when Clubhouse was first popping and that nigga got in that room.
Yeah, we talked about
that.
Yeah, we talked about it on here. Hey, cheers to us for even being going that long. That was a minute ago. That was like a year ago. Shit.
Yeah.
We called it clearly. Joe Budden got an interview with Nicki finally. I haven't watched the whole thing. I just saw a clip.
I seen I guess did you see Slaughterhouse is doing a new album? But
I've seen something. I think they back at odds again.
Yeah, so it's Crooked. It's just Crooked Eye and Joel Ortiz, and so Joe Budden and Royce the 5'9" is mad at at them for doing like trying to do another Slaughterhouse album, which I don't blame them for. Like, nigga, how are you having Slaughterhouse without the other two members?
Without the whole house.
Yeah, it just does not make sense, man.
So these niggas like the Temptations, basically.
It was Charlemagne or somebody on Breakfast Club was like, "Yeah, why don't y'all just call it something else?" Nigga, yeah. I think the name of the album is "The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse" or something like. Like, why don't y'all just call it something else? Y'all be another group or something.
Man, that shit just. When I seen something about it, the first thing that popped in my mind was motherfucking Dennis Edwards and David Ruffin making their own version of the Temptations when they left and shit. Like,
yeah,
it's all over the place, man. I mean, I don't see the reason they first off, we still don't understand the reason why that album never came out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talked in circles in regards of when that album, what happened with that album, and how can how can you talk about the rise and fall of something when you've never gotten the reason of to why it failed? Only thing we got was they kind of painted Buttons as the victim, not the victim, but the villain of why these things didn't go, and shit, that was it. But I don't understand why they would even go down that road again, knowing how Joe is and knowing how Royce is. They're both vocal, and just call your group something else, man. Y'all trying to get some type of shock value. I mean, y'all both respectively, as lyricists, so people are going to tune in just to see how it sounds. Exactly. You don't need the shock value.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. No, they just shouldn't. Y'all shouldn't do that. But forgot what else you were saying, Destiny.
I don't know either. I forgot too.
Oh, you were saying Joe and and Nicki doing that interview.
Oh yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw the clip about how she was saying if you jump on every trend, you become faceless. I mean, she makes a point, but girl, it's sad because I feel like Nicki ain't what she ain't what she used to be.
10 years ago.
The latest songs that she's come out with, they not giving. They not giving what
she ain't moving the needle. You know what I'm saying? It's lukewarm. It ain't giving us
and it's like, man, what a lot of artists I feel like need to realize is that, man, at some point in your career, you not the same person that you once was. And you know what I'm saying? As fast as the industry moves today, it's like, man, you got to keep reinventing yourself because you cannot, take a break or whatever the case is. And it's very few artists that can take a break and come back and, you know what I'm saying, be that same person or get looked at as that same person they was. And a lot of people that do that know that you got to come back and put your foot down again. You can't come back with this mediocre shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got to come back and just, you know what I'm saying, really show why you as cocky as you are about who you are. And I mean, congrats to her for all the stuff she accomplished, in the past. But to be honest, man, a lot of these kids, you know what I'm saying, these days that's listening to the music don't give a fuck about that. Like, you just new to them, so you can talk about all that past stuff if you want to, but if you ain't doing nothing of today that's resonating, then a lot of that shit don't matter.
Man, I'm telling you, like you said, it's only a few artists that's been able to do that, been able to just leave for a large amount of time and be able to come back and still be able to reclaim the hearts that they once had when they were still there. And when you do that, you gotta hit them with a big bang.
Like you're supposed to come back with something that's like, oh shit, like when Jay would take his breaks or whatever the case is, when he came back, you know what I'm saying? He came back and it was like, he came back and he made a statement every time, you know what I'm saying? He came back. So I feel like that's what you got to do. You can't be coming with these throwaway records and shit like that.
I'm telling you, I just got to keep going back to it. If you're not making the world stop, and I ain't talking about for an hour or two, or the rest of the day. I'm talking about for a few days straight. You are the topic of conversation. You know what I'm saying? You doing something wrong. When you having these, these big hiatuses away from, the industry and everything, and then you come back, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure if you're not trying to knock it out the park when you coming back, So I don't know what she's gonna do. She can keep creating. She's gonna have to figure something out. But I know they was making a big hoopla about her records charting. But I mean, it's a lot of people shit charting, but we're not hearing it on the radio. It's definitely not the topic of conversation when you're looking at all these other blogs or these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a sidebar conversation. Like, shit. Yeah, I heard that nigga shit. It was all right. Anywho, that's just what it is. And she's just not moving the needle, man. For her to be one of those that's looked to as the one when it comes to female artists, Oh, before we go, I don't know if y'all haven't been listening, but B, you got Spotify, don't you? Yeah, you got Spotify. I don't know if you got a Destiny, but it's this podcast called The Big Bang, and their whole series.
The Kendrick. I haven't listened to it yet.
Man, that shit's been fucking amazing, man.
How many is all the episodes out now?
No, they've been doing one weekly, so they should be dropping episode 3 this week.
I'm gonna listen to them shits today. Man. Like, that's podcasts consume a good amount of my life these days.
I don't know what we're talking about. What is on the podcast?
It's the making of the whole series is on the making of To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick. So Kendrick is in and out of the podcast. They talk to everybody that was a part of the whole process. I'm talking about from Punch to Dave Free. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that was a part of the process, and they just basically been dissecting the records. They also dissect during the time when before he had even started making the album. You know what I'm saying? Just how things was just coming about to be able to help the process, man. It's been amazing to really be able to sit there and listen to, what was the thought process in regards to making those records. Because it's like you go back to it now. Like when you go back and listen to the album, you're gonna be like, damn, like this shit makes way sense now. Even when I first heard it, even whenever you go back and listen to it, but just being able to put that context behind it, I was just like, damn. It was just these niggas were just definitely in a different space creatively, which when we first heard it, you already knew, but just to know what was the process, I said, yeah, this is one of those. So whenever y'all get a minute, y'all definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it today.
So Wendy Williams show got canceled.
We knew that was happening.
Yeah.
That sucks. I mean, and the crazy thing is they replaced it with old girl show.
She said she
don't, right?
Sherry Shepherd, I believe.
Yeah, Sherry Shepherd. I'm sorry.
She said she did not want people to look at it as a replacement.
Oh, well, what they supposed to look at it as?
Well, she just saying, I get what she's saying. She's showing her respect for, Wendy Williams and what she's built. So she just saying that, like I'm just a new show, blessed to take up the same time, but I'm not a replacement or can't ever be a replacement to Wendy, is what she's saying.
Yeah. You on the same time slot.
Yes, but she was the one that was like the guest host for a minute while Wendy was gone. Yikes. But anywho, so this war that we're about to be in, because
oh my God, man.
I see it now.
How did we end up here?
How did we end the fuck up here, boy? I tell you. Twitter has some interesting threads that.
Hey, I mean, I seen it was talking about in Ukraine they paying nurses $25,000 a week, but you gotta have parachute experience, skydiving experience.
They ain't recruiting everybody over there, okay?
Man.
I mean, they ain't losing, so
for now.
They can
be losing tonight.
True, very true. So they need all the damn help that they can get, and I mean, I understand people want Biden to mind your business. That ain't our fight. That don't got nothing to do with us, but technically, it does have a lot to do with us because if Russia gets a certain level of power, that's going to be bad for us as Americans. So we got to be the fucking big brother and go protect that smaller country because they've been cool. They've been giving us what we need and they've been cool. We ain't had no problems with the Ukraine, but the fucking Russia take over Ukraine. They took the country to the south of Ukraine. It's called Crimea, I believe. Yeah, but that happened. They did that when Obama was president.
Yeah.
And Obama minded his damn business. And every president just been kicking the can down the road. So now we to a point where might be time.
That's been the issue. That's like Obama, like, as much as we want to crown Obama, and I love Obama too, but that situation right there, we should have been throwing sanctions at Putin as then. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we was minding our business. Then you let Trump come in. And Trump, Trump let this man put put prices on U.S. soldiers' heads in Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? He went over there and had a conference with this man and was basically just down, just talking down on our U.S. intelligence. So this is what Obama was in for 2 terms. That's 12 years. 12 years. A lot has changed in regards of the power. I mean, shit. They had an influence on the election for Trump to be able to win. So now it's like he done got to the point where he ready to keep moving west.
Said I did y'all that favor, Trump. I did you that favor, and I stalled you out, bro. But you out of there, so I'm about to do what the fuck I want to do.
So that's where we at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see us interfere, but how they, what they were showing on the news about how he got this caravan of 4 miles of just trucks and shit, coming to the next biggest city in Ukraine, is getting to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely is. And what's going on with Putin is even his oligarchs are starting to turn on him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hurting them. Them sanctions are hurting them. It's freezing up their money. You know what I'm saying? They not able to move around through the world like they once did. So it's hitting them all from all angles, and it's kind of getting to a point where he's on his own island and he just don't give a damn.
He about to be on his own island for sure.
Yeah.
NATO then deployed some kind of special task force for the first time ever. As old as fucking NATO is, they like, okay, we ain't never seen no motherfucker this crazy, like, since we've been in inception. And it's really just about trade and being able to, because I was reading a thread on Twitter about how, so Russia is huge, right?
Right.
And the water that Russia sits upon, it's like, basically it's kind of like 2 different bodies of water. So the northernmost part of Russia, or where most of their coast lies, is in a cold water.
Mm-hmm.
It's in cold water. So the water freezes most of the year. So they can't trade. They can't use those ports for a lot of the year. So they basically they're fighting for coastline that's in the warmer waters, which is Ukraine. They already have Crimea, but there's a dam or something that's like Ukraine owns, and they were letting Russia use it. But if the Ukraine joins NATO, then that would give them the opportunity to say, okay, well, we're a part of NATO and we don't want you to have this anymore, and we're canceling your contract.
Yeah.
So the whole Ukraine is about to join NATO is a problem for Russia,
right?
Because he wants that canal, because that's the only way that he can get imports through that warm water. Shit show. I'm sure there's more to it, but
Ukraine doesn't have anything Russia in them at all. They're their own country. They've had their own democracy, all that. And he's spreading all this misinformation around about them being like Nazis and they're doing this and they're doing that. And that's not even the issue. Like, Ukraine doesn't bother no damn body. We just started hearing about Ukraine since, the Trump administration, when he was like, if you niggas don't give me no type of information to smear Biden, I'm not going to give y'all money for these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just been a huge shit show. I definitely think, we let this man get too much power by just turning the other cheek and just thinking shit is going to be sweet, because it's nuts right now. Like, oligarchs are turning on him. Aides are leaving, and now he's pushing his whole nuclear thing.
Apple done suspended their product sales in Russia, and they're about to start limiting their limit access to like their digital services and shit over there. So, because Apple, I get it, but something gonna have to be done, because they already know, like, these motherfuckers is about to be on some all kind of attacks from all over the place, land, sea, air, cyber attacks, and I already did it one fucking time. You ain't about to be doing it on no iPhone.
Exactly. You know what I mean? They shutting down gas lines.
Oh,
you know what happened? Like, what was that? August, September when they shut down the gas line here? It was some type of Russian hacking group.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because I was sitting back wondering, like, what the hell was going on in Atlanta with gas? Why they got no gas?
That was here. That was here and out. That was there. Alpharetta is what, about 13 minutes away from me. So it was right there. You know what I'm saying? Even like with the meat packaging industry, they hacked that. You know what I'm saying? They've been hacking our healthcare, all types of shit. You know, so it's time to shut everything down and make them just start weakening them. Money, everything.
If somebody need to hack these motherfucking grocery stores or something, because these motherfucking food prices is getting
out of fucking ranges.
Yeah.
I went to Meijer the other day. I spent like $160, and I'm like, nigga,
you had 3 bags.
Man, I bought some damn toilet paper. That was probably the biggest item in the damn cart. Some dog food. The rest of that shit, $160 usually will, like, that is over a month's worth of food. $160 went, that was Sunday night's dinner, bro.
Yeah. Like it's, I don't know, man, it's ridiculous. It's getting crazier and crazier.
You know, but just
some wings yet, B?
Yeah, you know what? We had wings yesterday, man. We had, you know, we did an Instacart and Pam was excited as hell. Like, we got wings, you know. they was a little pricey, but I'm not gonna complain about it. I seen somebody today, man. It's crazy you bring up wings. I seen somebody today put up a status talking, man, I didn't pay X amount of dollars for these wings and I want Trump back. Nigga. Really? Like, I think, you know, people just anytime something that we use daily as blacks gets changed, we always want to point it to the motherfucker that's in office. And it's like, we don't know nothing about inflation. Like, y'all niggas must have forgotten 2020, we was buying everything. Everybody was buying everything. And they don't understand when you just keep buying shit, that creates inflation. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, they know it's a demand for it. So you got these businesses hiking this shit up. And you like, oh, damn, that's what y'all gonna do to me now? Just last week, it was just
Biden's fault.
Yeah, just Biden's fault. And I just shook my head like, man, I wish I would like trade in some type of, you know, sense of just normalcy, even though we're still in the pandemic and we have this war going on, for a damn idiotic man that was talking about putting bleach in people's bodies to cure goddamn COVID. Man, give me them $20 bag of wings, man. Shit. Like, you niggas, man, y'all better stop it, man.
Y'all need to watch House of Cards. House of Cards will literally teach you everything you need to know about how the government runs and how corrupt and crooked they really are. House of Cards is literally, the main character is essentially the Democratic version of Trump. And House of Cards came out before Trump was president, but I watched it as like while Trump was president. I'm like, damn, this shit is like literally what's happening right now. This is literally what the fuck, like Trump watched this and said, I'm gonna do that. What the fuck, bro? The shit is crazy as hell, but it taught me a lot about how the government works and like who actually has the real power, because people don't understand that. People don't know who actually has the power and how it's yielded and how it's thrown around and what it's used for, and like, you know what I mean? They don't understand how that shit works. And House of Cards will show your ass these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. They care about that money. They care about their constituents. They care about getting themselves ahead, and they will use the power that they have to do whatever the fuck they want and not give a damn about the consequence to you at all.
Man, if they realize how many senators walk in there making $200,000 to $300,000 a year, and then when they finally, if they have a nice lengthy career as a senator, they walk away being multi-millionaires. And you actually think they doing that just off the, you know what I'm saying, off the salary?
They love the people of the community? No.
No. You know what I'm saying? a lot of inside trading going on, a lot of, you know, pockets of being fattened because of the fact that you have these people that want their agendas being pushed through. And they just want to put it on Biden. Like, I'm not saying Biden has done everything great. He hasn't. What president has done everything great? But if you niggas don't start putting together some type of social studies lesson that y'all can just do on your own to be able to understand what's happening, we're going to forever continue to be left behind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas want to yell about $20 bags of chicken and y'all want this Nimrod back in office, man. God bless y'all, man. God bless y'all, man. It ain't never that deep for me, man.
Oh my goodness.
All right, man. Let's move on to something else.
Move on. That's actually
$20 wings. And you want a crazy ass nigga back in there because you hate spending $20. All right.
I just want to say it's sickening how Hollywood Unlocked tried to kill off Queen Elizabeth last week.
Oh, yeah, damn, they did, didn't they? I was like, damn, well, she is a little old.
That's what everybody thought was. Like, it wasn't even a surprise. Even I seen them talking about it on Breakfast Club. It was like, I thought she died a couple years ago. It was like, damn. And that was like, shit. Basically, like, ain't she about 95? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that time. It is. You're
and
right.
I think they were saying a lot of people been trying to
kill her off.
Yeah, kill her off.
Well, that was like the perfect time to do it because they, you know, the COVID situation. I feel like that's really the only reason why a lot of people believe this shit. Because, like, damn, she old and she got COVID. She probably about to die soon. She ain't got too many more years, but her PR team is on it. They put a fucking post up today talking about she returned to work.
Oh, wow. Ain't that
Return to work? What the fuck did she do? 9 days after her positive COVID test. Man,
back at it.
Go the hell on.
What does she do?
Exactly. Return to work.
Yeah. You get out of the bed, put a dress on, and sit.
Oh, Jesus. Deelishis and I don't even know the nigga's name. Her husband, they into it apparently. She said he's a narcissist and he's a liar and a cheater, blah, blah, blah. And she's gonna speak her truth. So that settlement money must have ran out. So
everybody's saying that money ran out. Wasn't they on like marriage boot camp?
I think so, yeah.
They was on marriage boot camp. I didn't watch it. Yeah,
how you on marriage boot camp? You niggas only been married for like 2 years. They went on marriage boot camp immediately after they got married. Damn. That's always been a odd couple for me. Like, how the fuck did that even happen?
I don't know. Because my thing was, I'm assuming she was dating Gary Payton. Because at one time, like, you were seeing pictures of them all the time. And Gary must have, I'm assuming it ain't work out with old Gary. And then like a few months later, she was with homeboy. And I was like, damn, how that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then you find out he was a part of, you know, Central Park, was that Central Park 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, and he got that settlement money. And it's like, you don't want to have that in the back of your mind. Like, damn, if she wasn't for the dollars, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Just it just seems like she for a few good years or a few months, it's always like on to the next one. So
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, anywho, let's move on to playlists. Because I got nothing else.
Boy. Shit. What I got? I still got from
you going first?
Damn.
I can.
You know what? I can go. I'll go. My first record is Please Don't Walk Away by PJ Morton. I think I'm kind of old, you know, I'm kind of late to that record. I think I've seen it. It's been out since October. It's a great record. The next one is House I Built, Snoop Dogg. That's produced by Hit Boy. Hit Boy really blessed that man with some dope ass records for that project. And I've been let me see, there's something else I've been playing. And shit, I don't have a third one. Because the third one I had was Dilla, and that's over. Shit, y'all come back for my third one. Y'all can come back. I'm looking for a third one.
Go ahead, Destiny.
Jasmine Sullivan. Shout out to her. Hopefully she's recovering well from COVID. She had to cancel some tour dates.
Oh,
Hurt Me So Good is on the deluxe album. I be singing that in the car all the time.
Yeah, it's time to clear out the playlist.
Oh, it is. You are correct. Another Jasmine Sullivan song as well. It's called BPW. Can't tell you what it stands for.
Oh, I know what it stands for. I heard
DPW.
BPW.
Man, best pussy in the world.
All right.
It's a grown song. And then my last one, LMA DFMU. All these damn acronyms, but there you go.
What I got Conway the Machine from his new album, Stressed. Old favorite of mine, Pusha T, Cook It Down. And another old classic, Nipsey, Picture Me Rolling.
Thought y'all was about to say Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Oh, like niggas be playing Born and Raised and shit.
Nah, nigga, not no Pitbull.
Well, I got my third record. Therapy Don't Work, Try Drugs by Chris Crack.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Hell of a name.
Yeah, this nigga. I've been listening to him for a minute. I didn't have him on the playlist before. He out of Chicago. I think he's starting to work with Sledgering.
Sledgering?
Yeah. He got some shit with Sledgering on here. That's pretty cool. He's about to start making a little bit of noise. But yep, Therapy Don't Work, Try Drugs.
All right. Well, there's that. It's been real. Hopefully we back here next week.
Hopefully.
Or
get you back here next week.
I mean, hopefully
like,
our schedules allow us to be back here next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But make sure y'all subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everything else, YouTube, whatever case is. Make sure y'all subscribe, get the playlist on Tidal, Spotify, and Apple Music. And yeah, it's a wrap. We right under an hour.
Under an hour.